Hey, let's talk about Galaxy's Edge. Okay, so we know that the park is opening up. We have one coming up. California opens up in like about a month, and then we have in August the Florida park opening up. And apparently, there's going to be some crowd control. And the article that we have here is by Jermaine over at IO9 and Gizmodo, I believe. And he's talking about how the park will actually quite move you along in the park. And it's pretty interesting. For about the first month that the California park is open, they're going to be having people with wristbands. When you walk in the park, you're going to have a wristband, and you get a 4-hour timer when you walk in the park. And so there will be stormtroopers like monitoring you. And I'm like, my God, this is going to feel like freaking... I don't know, Jeddah. You're gonna walk on the planet. You got 4 hours, or else you're gonna be executed. I'm getting stressed just reading the article about this, guys. And so, David, you were the one that actually brought this to our attention. And I'd be like, why 4 hours? And then you have like a Disney park official being like, well, a fan is gonna get bored. Essentially, she's saying the fan will be bored in 4 hours.
4 hours will be enough to get the experience of the park, and then you'll be ready to go do something else.
So how do you react to that?
That's awful. That's terrible. If I were okay, so I'm poor. So if I had saved my money and I wanted to go to this park as soon as it opened, because you want that experience, you want to be able to say this is awesome. You don't want people to spoil it for you because we know this is going to be heavy in the role play. We've got books, we've got comics, we've got everything that are coming out to kind of create a storyline for this park. And then you're not fortunate enough, or you're not affluent enough to be able to get lodging at one of the role play hotels that are there, and you're suddenly told that you've just booked this vacation and you get 4 hours, I'd be so upset, because how do you really delve into role play in 4 hours? How would I feel if I spent all this money for 4 hours? I would be so furious. This is like Google saying we're rolling out this Google, what did they call their social media platform?
Google Plus.
Google Plus, and then none of their execs have Google Plus profiles.
Well, that's actually what happened, because
that's
Google,
exactly what happened.
Google actually took away Google Plus, and now it's just for like business people.
And so this would be so upsetting. This is like, David, I got this really great thing for you. It's called Star Wars.
Yeah,
we're gonna watch a movie, and it's gonna be called The Phantom Menace. And we're gonna watch 3 movies.
Yeah.
And then we're going to wait like 3 years until you can afford to watch the next 3 movies, which are arguably the best. I mean, this is terrible.
Well, someone actually would argue that's how the prequels worked out for a lot of us.
No, that's true.
I mean, I was like 9, so I had to save up money to go to the theater for Attack of the Clones.
I mean,
I regret that investment.
I feel bad for the diehard Star Wars fans that are going out there and they get
4 hours.
4 hours, 240 minutes.
Those people that slaved away to get their reservation the other day online. And here's the way I'm looking at this. There's 2 rides in this park. Smuggler's Run, Rise of the Resistance. And if these lines, stop touching your microphone, I can hear that on my ear, you clown. The Force was not with you in that moment. Anyways, the point is, there's these 2 rides, right? They're saying that the lines for these rides could be 2 hours in themselves. So if you only get 4 hours, Jesse, you get maybe 1 ride for sure, and then maybe you get time to get some Gold Squadron lager, go over to the lightsaber shop, maybe go over to the cosplay building where you can get your robes.
Check out the Legos.
Well, like I said, I'm going to swoop in.
So what
under the
happens
radar.
if you're standing in line for one of these rides and your 4-hour timer expires? Are they going to pull you out of line?
You there must exit the park.
Let me see your idea. Well, that's when you just pull a Cassian end or shoot the guy that's next to you in the back and climb the side of a building to escape.
Yeah, we can't do that here.
That would actually be kind of funny to see someone scale a wall.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's going to is it a beacon that goes off? I can't remember what the article said, but it'd be funny if like the light starts flashing and then it's like a stormtrooper sees you.
They said color-coded wristbands. So my thoughts are just getting one of those like Tyvek ones that, oh, look, you get the red hour, that's 10 to 2, and then you get the blue one. And
that means like they're
3 to 6.
This is a temporary thing though. Again, from what I understand, it's from like the
first 4 or 6 weeks.
May 31st to June 23rd at the California location. We don't know if this will be the case the first month in Florida either.
So I can understand why they're doing it. They're wanting to make sure that everything is running smooth, I guess. But I mean, is this like, were you only able to reserve like one day? Like, is that it? Or?
Well, no. Our friends over at Lords of the Long Box, they were able to get 4 reservations.
Okay, so I mean, I can understand. Okay, so 4 hours, that's it for the day, and you can go back the next day, do something different for 4 hours.
Yeah, but that's money every day going to the park. I mean, if you look at it now, I think it's like $60 or $70 a ticket to go to Disney World. Yeah, but here's the thing. Think about this. Disney World tickets are always like legit, like they never expire. So if you would have bought like 50 tickets in 99, you could have used those in 2019 and gone for that price, which is crazy.
Huh.
So now I guess if you don't want to pay more than $77 to ever go to Walt Disney World, now is the time to buy in bulk.
So
can you get that at Costco? Can you get Walt Disney World tickets at Costco or Sam's?
No, I don't think
No,
so.
I don't think so. I think you can only get like Olive Garden
So
gift
here's
cards.
a question for you, David, and Jesse. Maybe pick this up at Celebration. So you have to pay money to get into the park, and then you have to pay more money to get into the Galaxy's Edge.
No, I don't think that's how it works.
No, I kind of
That's not how I understand it.
because like for example, like I mentioned before, when I went to Disney in Florida, that was when they launched Animal Kingdom. Okay, and that was kind of included in the whole thing. Like we were able to easily go from like Epcot straight into like that.
But Animal Kingdom
area
has significant more acreage than Galaxy's Edge. But didn't we learn it was something like 3.5 acres or something?
It was like 13 acres.
13 acres?
3 acres. I don't even think you
That's
could
not
fit
very
a
big.
food court on
13
that.
sounds better.
Yeah, 13 sounds way better.
But Animal Kingdom is significantly larger than that.
Well, again, like I said, I mean, as far as in that ticket cost and that price, it wasn't like, oh, welcome to Animal Kingdom, we need $60 more from you or something. You know, like it wasn't like that.
Now how they kind of roll are all the Disney parks are separate, but then you can get a park hopper pass for a discount if you're going to hit 2 or 3 or all 4 of the parks out there.
It may have been something that changed. I mean, honestly,
don't know.
I was in 5th grade when we went, so it's a very long time ago at this point for me. So
very long for you.
Yeah,
Very.
Because you're like, what, 40 now?
Very.
I'm gonna be 32 at the end of the month.
Well, you look 40. Okay, so we want to know what you think about Galaxy's Edge, and we'll get some clarification because, yeah, I mean, it's a park with, I thought it was its own park, which means it would have its own admission fee.
Yeah,
That's how I understand that. I don't think it's like you buy a Disneyland ticket and then you just get in to go to Galaxy's Edge. I'm pretty sure like it's its own destination.
See, I was thinking it was part of.
But maybe I misunderstood that, and that's embarrassing. Because when you look at the map, it's all right there too. So what I've done is I've asked folks on the live chat. Maybe they'll have an answer. We'll check back in. Maybe Gilbert is able to do a Google search during the show in this moment, and we'll be able to get you the answer by the end of the show. We'll go something along the lines of that. But we do want to know what you want to know or what you think about Galaxy's Edge as far as, I guess we can all be thankful that we're not going to have wristbands the entire time. We already decided that we weren't going to have money to go, so we weren't planning to go for like another year and a half. So we won't have to deal with this at all. And maybe that's the case for you. But let us know either way. Comments down below, whether you're watching live or on the rewind. And real quick, before we go to the next topic real quick, Jordan, can we flash the previous thumbnail again? It was for 2, and it was Kathleen Kennedy, J.J. Abrams at Disney at the park. It was the second headline. It was the thumbnail for this segment. Throw it up there. Yeah, there we go. So you're looking at this. I want to point this out. This is Bob Iger, Kathleen Kennedy, Steven Spielberg, J.J. Abrams at the park. They didn't have to get a wristband because they were just able to go on the rides. They probably were there for 45 minutes. They're out there. They're on the Millennium Falcon in front of Smuggler's Run. They're going like to the lightsaber hut. They're going to have the blue-green milk. They're getting to have all these things. Boys, what do you think the excitement level is here? Because I'm really excited looking at these images thinking, wow, as much as it's a business for these people and as much as it's a job and how much crud they get, and they do get praise, but they get some negative stuff too. It's kind of cool just to see them enjoying it as fans themselves, right?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I mean, you have to enjoy your own, I guess your own product, but for many of these people before it was, before Bob Iger, basically owns, Star Wars, et cetera, he was a fan. He had to be a fan. He went and saw the movies, probably in theater and everything as well. So, you have to love it, and you have to love it to want it to be in your park to begin with. And this is quite the investment. So I think they would be definitely interested in seeing how it pans out and just to see how that experience goes.
David, what did you have to say? But then I want you to answer what you think the conversation, like the actual conversation between these people are.
I think the conversation, well, that was going to be my next thought was, do you think the conversation is they're walking around like, man, I wish we could build sets this nice, this immersive?
Well, I mean, if you've seen the behind the scenes of the movies so far in the Disney era, I mean, they are large sets and they're going on location. I mean, when you go to Skellig Island to shoot those scenes for Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, I don't know how much more immersive you can get than this like super exclusive land in Ireland. Like, I mean, I think it's surreal that this is going to be permanent because I think they build these elaborate sets that they had to tear down. Like, so I'm a fan of Big Bang Theory. For example, I went through end of high school into college into adulthood with that series, and they just posted video of them knocking down that set, and you just thought that living room was. It felt like that was going to live forever, and it does on the rewind on syndication. But here, Batuu will be forever. You will be going to visit Doc Ondor forever. Really looking forward to some of this Black Spire reading material we're going to hear in the near future. But it's going to be around here forever. But it's a conversation that I'm interested in right now. And we did reach out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Beyond the Blast Doors. And I asked everybody, I was like, hey, listen, like what's the conversation? The best answers win. And so I've got some comments here. And Tom says they go to Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar. I've heard that's quite a crowded place. They just steal the Falcon, according to Cousin of Vader. And Stanko Wren says 10:30 a.m. early bird lunch special at Perkins. So I guess you're calling them old, which I wouldn't do because I think JJ's like 55 and he looks 30. It's the reverse effect of Jesse.
He looks younger than I do. So.
Yeah, I mean that guy found the elixir of life. But wanted to shout those people out. As always, we're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, sharing these photos, asking you for input. So be sure you answer that, and we'll try and shout you out on the show when it becomes available.
Thank you for watching Beyond the Blast Doors. Be sure to subscribe to our channel. Don't forget, give us a thumbs up and leave a comment. Beyond the Blast Doors, a Star Wars conversation.